Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here in Palm Springs Stadium as we continue the PSCL playoffs into the quarterfinal round. So the final game of the day here at Palm Springs Stadium as the 8th-seeded Green Dragons take on the 2nd-seed Bluesox. The Green Dragons took down the Bombers yesterday 4-1 over at the turf field. Marshall, we just saw what might be the upset of the year.
That was absolutely stunning. The Haymakers, 12th seeded, hanging in there and rallying in the top of the 7th for a 7-4 win over the A's.
We've seen some excellent playoff games so far. The winner of today will advance to the semifinal tomorrow morning. First pitch popped up by Tommy Howard, left side, lauded under in foul territory, and he makes a bit of an awkward catch, but he holds on nonetheless. That ball was a mile high.
It was. I have to correct myself, that was 7-5 Haymakers over the A's. So Blue Sox, a warning to not be complacent. We've already seen the top seed upset.
So Tommy Howard just popped up. Daniel Madrigal gets a start for the Blue Sox. They had a bye, as did the A's, who just lost, and the Lumberjacks, who are playing on the turf field. First pitch swing is Bonine. Devin Bonine, it's that shallow right, and Goodell comes in, and he makes a nice running catch. Wow, 3 pitches and 2 outs, Marshall. Jeez. I don't have time to introduce anything. It was a quick start. The last game, first couple of innings just breezed on by, and then
the bats
started.
Yes, the bats woke up.
So it brings up Gabriel Montoya for the Green Dragons. We're seeing 357 this year. Saw him in the All-Star game, a couple extra base hits and 5 ribbies. He swings and misses. Jeez, an aggressive start right here. In both teams, they have aggressive, hard-hitting lineups. Blue Sox, second in the league in hitting at 310 behind the Lumberjacks. And the Dragons right there at 300. That ball's laced just foul down the left field line.
That was close.
You know, Marshall, if they keep swinging early, we can't talk about them. And OPS, Blue Sox are third in OPS at 845, and the Dragons are a bit lower than that. Dragons are on the lower end as far as extra base hits are concerned. They're 5th in slugging. Excuse me, 6th in slugging. Blue Sox are 4th in slugging as a team. The 0-2 pitch says it's softly foul. It's turned into a pretty nice late morning here, Marshall. It's humid when we got in here today. We were sweating bullets. And now I feel very comfortable.
Yeah, no, the breeze is definitely picking up a good deal here. It's the right time of day to do so.
Gabriel Montoya, the bat, of course. That ball's up the middle. Sliding stop Murata. It's off his glove, though. Montoya's going to be safe. So an infield hit for Gabriel Montoya gives the Dragons a 2-out base runner. Green Dragons were 6-7-3 during the regular season, of course, being the 8th seed. Blue Sox were dominant at 12-4. They were just a half game behind the number 1 seed A's, who were just eliminated. So basically, the Blue Sox now the top overall seed as long as they stay alive. First pitch on the outside corner, home plate umpire to A.J. Killian, who was not a big fan of that first call. Montoya over at first. A check on the runner. A.J. Killian, he's batting .314 this year. Couple doubles, a triple, 5 RBIs. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2 hard-hitting lineups.
Could make for a good slugfest.
That pitch in the dirt. Good play from Singh. Check on the runner.
Dragons in the regular season were 4th in total team batting average with 300. Of course, the Blue Sox 2nd at 310.
1-1 the count to Killian. Short lead at first. In the dirt again. This time he'll try and go. The throw down to second. Not in time. Montoya safe on the wild pitch. Pretty good base running right there to get himself up to scoring position.
Good heads-up run. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of offense today. I was expecting a pitcher's duel in the first game.
Madrigal, the ace for the Blue Sox. He's been excellent all year. 2.37 ERA in 19 innings. He's only allowed 10 hits to get to swing through right there, 2-2. 25 strikeouts. Keep an eye on the walks. 15 walks in 19 innings. Probably a little higher than you prefer it to be, but not terrible. So 2-2 the count to Killian at the plate. Madrigal trying to work out of a bit of a jam. A high leg kick. That's just low, ball 3. Boy, he wanted it. A little bit of a bigger crowd right now for this Blue Sox Dragons game than what we had earlier.
I know, barely had anyone for what turned out to be the upset of the year.
That's a little high, ball 4. So an infield hit and a walk puts men on first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring Billy Howard to the plate. Howard hitting .353 this year, a whopping 14 RBIs. Finished the regular season tied for 3rd in the league in that category. A couple doubles. It's been hit by 6 pitches. That's a pretty high amount, pretty good amount of plunks right there. That's a man scoring position. That's it hard in the right field. It's going to drop in front of Christian Gulo, base hit. Rounding third is Montoya. He's trying to score. The throw to the plate's on 1 hop.
Oh!
He's safe at the plate. The ball's up the glove of Singh. Oh, that would have been close. It was a great throw, 1 hop from Gulo. Bang, bang, but off the glove of Matthew Singh. The Green Dragons strike first. RBI hit for Billy Howard. Going to third on the play is Killian. Montoya around the score.
Ooh. Scoreless early on
like
first game already.
Howard able to advance to second on the throw. So fast start already.
Indeed.
Big Green Dragons lineup putting up a run early against the Blue Sox ace Madrigal. That brings up Sebastian Mejorado as he takes a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Mejorado hitting .200 this season. 3 doubles, 7 RBIs. Chance for a couple ribbies right here. Second and third, 2 outs. Dragons threatening for more. Fouled back, 1-1. I think Mejorado lost his bat for a second. He'll step out and readjust his batting gloves. So as far as pitching is concerned, Blue Sox have a big edge. Second lowest ERA in the entire league at 4.45. The ball's hit left side, off the glove of Lawton, and he still recovers to get his man at first. So a ground ball retires the side. The Green Dragons leave a couple men in scoring position, but they strike first. Billy Howard, the 3rd leading RBI man in the entire league, comes through with a big hit. He puts the Green Dragons on the board. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. Blue Sox look to answer back as they trail 1-0. We're all set for the bottom of the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Sox will look to answer back as they trail 1-0. Jamal Ritter, Stevie Murata, Jeremy Gisek, the first 3 scheduled hitters. And on the other end, they'll be facing off with Elliot Johnstone. Johnstone delivers the first pitch. In there for strike 1. We're up and running here in the bottom of the first inning. Johnstone, 14 2/3 innings this year. He did not pitch yesterday. Most recent outing when inning in the 3rd against the Grizzly back on the 3rd of the month. Allowed an earned run, 3 walks to his credit. Keep an eye on the walks. He's walked 20 guys this year. That'll be a big factor. So he deals with Ritter, who's been terrific all season. Hitting .542, only 24 official at-bats, 32 plate appearances. Couple doubles, 1 triple, 4 ribbies. He scored 12 runs. Pretty good production out of the leadoff spot. That's up and in, 3-1.
That stat line of par for the course is just about anyone in this Blue Sox offense.
So Ritter ahead 3-1. This powerful Blue Sox offense will look to answer back. Part of the advantage, Marshall, of not having to play the first day of the playoffs is Ritter draws ball 4. You have your ace available, and the other team presumably has to use their ace.
Exactly.
So a leadoff walk to Ritter. Keep an eye on him. He runs well. He's stolen 11 bases this year. Brings up Stevie Murata, the shortstop. There goes Ritter, first pitch. Curveball, and throws nowhere near in time. Derek Hall behind the plate, couldn't quite get the ball out of his glove. So Ritter picks up where he left off. Dominant on the bases. And a chance for Stevie Murata. He's hitting .308 this season, 1 double, 3 ribbies. He scored 10 runs at the top of this order. So 10 walks, 10 stolen bases for Murata. Some good speed at the top of this Blue Sox lineup.
Indeed, Blue Sox solid overall. Ended the regular season with 42 stolen bases. That placed them 5th overall in the PSCL.
Long hold from Johnstone. The 1-0 is high 2-0. So hitters count for Murata. Big hole on the right side. Second baseman Montoya playing way over towards the bag. That 2-0 is in there for a strike right down the chute. Murata might have been taking a pitch right there. So Marshall, what's the mindset for Johnstone as he tries to give a quality outing, keep his Dragons in the game against a powerful lineup and the second-seeded Blue Sox?
Mindset, keep your eye on the runner. Pitch low and away. That one's outside. I think your mindset, just get through the first 2 overall. Just get through at least the first 2 innings scoreless. Try and set that tempo.
3-1 to count to Murata. Ritter over at second base now. He walked to lead off the game and he stole second. 12 stolen base this year for him. So that ball's popped up right side. Montoya makes the call. And it's actually going to be Murata who calls him off and puts it away. So a big out there for Johnstone and the Dragons. Murata not able to advance the runner, even with the 3-1 count. That'll bring up Jeremy Gisek, playing first base today for the Blue Sox. He's hitting .345, saw him in the All-Star game, 10 ribbies, and 3 doubles. So an RBI chance for him with 1 out. Blue Sox will dance back. There goes Ritter for third. Pitches high, throw down! And out is the call at third base. Ritter enraged with the call. He thought he got his foot in. But out is the call nonetheless. Not a horrible pitch for Hall to throw, and he got a high fastball, and Ritter's caught stealing.
I think another part of my mindset, if I'm Johnstone, avoid walks. Came into today with twice as many walks as he has strikeouts. I don't want to give too many runners to the Blue Sox.
On the outside corner, 1-1. That's got to feel good for Johnstone. You got a man on second, nobody out, and he's erased. So 1-1 the count now. Johnstone to Gisek. He takes that one low, 2-1. So Gisek now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Outfield playing relatively shallow. We've seen a lot of outfielders play shallow, even with these big boppers at the plate. That 2-1's way upstairs, 3-1. All 3 batters now. Johnstone's falling behind them.
And that's just the thing. I don't want to give too many walks, but then again, it's gotta be frightening to challenge any of these Blue Sox hitters.
That's called outside, ball 4. Second walk Johnstone's issued this inning. Green Dragons yesterday able to hold the Bombers to just 1 run. Bombers not one of the more powerful offenses in the PSCL this season. Could be a big advantage for the Blue Sox. Strike 1 taken by Joshua Notriano. Seems like I'm saying, every time I do a Blue Sox game, Marshall, I'm saying his name because he's making a great play in the field.
That you are.
Apparently there are gold gloves awarded. And running is Gisek to throw down. He is called safe. Just got his foot in there. Not the best jump from Gisek. He steals second nonetheless.
That was close.
Josh Notriano batting .267. 9 ribbies, 3 doubles. OPS just shy of 800. Standing right on top of the plate. Now with the man in scoring position, they look to answer back. That's in the dirt, 2-1. Boy, and Gisek was halfway to third. Long looking this time from Johnstone. Really long looking. Here's the 2-1 to Notriano. That's spiked in the dirt. Throw behind the runner, and Gisek's going to run down, but the ball goes into center field. Oh! Gisek rounding third. The throw home, it's going to be cut off. It's not in time. Jeez Louise. Derek Hall threw behind Gisek at second base. He had him dead to rights. The throw went into center field, though. And Gisek came all the way around to score. So we're tied at 1 just like that. Blue Sox don't need a hit. Walk, 2 walks in the inning, 2 stolen bases, a caught stealing, and an error on the Green Dragons. So it'll be an unearned run, at least for the moment. That's in the dirt, and it's going to be ball 4 to Notriano. 3 walks in the inning issued by Johnstone. The error will go on Derek Hull, the catcher, on the throw.
This is becoming a laborious inning for Johnstone. Mentioning his walk problems, and already that's beginning to hurt. It's gifted 1 run. Knowing this Blue Sox lineup could lead to a whole lot more before you know it.
That caught stealing at third is looming a little bit large right now. Short lead from Notriano brings up Primo Vasquez. Seeing .345 this year as he takes a strike. 4 doubles, 7 RBIs. OPS just shy of 900. That's way outside, 1-1, corralled by Hall. We already have action in the Green Dragon bullpen. Just in case. Johnstone set with the 1-1. That one's out to right field. Howard coming on. It's right out, and he puts it away. So that retires his side. 1 run, no hits. Blue Sox take advantage of a couple walks and a throwing error. They tie the game. So we go to the top of the second, all knotted up at 1. Here we go for the top of the second inning, all knotted up at 1 apiece. Blue Sox able to answer back in their frame, taking advantage of some walks and a throwing error. Derek Hall, A.J. Orozco, Braden Schiffner, the first 3 batters scheduled for the Green Dragons. Both teams are batting 9 today as Madrigal delivers upstairs ball 1. Dragons able to put a run up on a couple hits in their half of the first inning. Trying to upset the 2-seeded Blue Sox as that one's fouled back a few rows in front of us. I think I surprised a fan. I landed a row in front of him and he barely flinched. So I don't know what that means. He's either really brave or he was just really asleep at the wheel.
Well, souvenir if he wants it.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Hall batting .208 this year, no extra base hits, 3 ribbies. 6 walks to his credit, on base percentage just south of 400. Outfield playing straight up.
Kick there.
That's just outside 2-2. Playoff action continues. The Bootleggers, the 9-seeded Bootleggers, take on the Lumberjacks. They're on the turf field right now, just beyond the right field wall. The 2-2, that's inside 3-2. Madrigal nibbling just a little bit. I'll try and check on the results of the North Stars and Chill in a moment. And Hammer just gave the word. The North Stars have officially upset the Chill. That was our 8th inning game. That ball skied out to Ritter. He settles under it and makes the one-handed grab. 1 out here in the second. So Marshall, this is, for anyone doing a bracket back home, all sorts of interesting action. So the North Stars, they upset the 4-seeded Grizzly and the 5-seeded Chill. And of course the 12-seeded Haymakers just took down the number 1 overall seed, the A's. The loaded A's, I might add.
It has just been a theater of the improbable so far in these PSCL playoffs.
So that, I assume then in that case, if you're the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks, you can't take anything for granted.
You really cannot.
So that ball is lined, softly caught by Vasquez. So 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Braden Schiffner, the 9th man in the order. Schiffner hitting .286 this year, three doubles, 3 RBIs. First pitch swinging right there as that ball is popped up, and another opportunity for Vasquez. He puts that one away. So this time a really quick inning from Daniel Madrigal. Good shutdown performance right there. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Blue Sox look to take their first lead of the game. They'll send Matthew Long, Christian Angulo, Joel Queimada to the plate when we return. Here we are, bottom of the second inning, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Sox will take their next set of at-bats. Still looking for their first hit, even though they did put a run on the board in their half of the first. Johnstone back out for his second inning of work. That first pitch is in the dirt, ball one. Johnstone's sitting about 68 to 72 miles per hour for the most part in this fastball.
Yeah, it's not too overpowering so far. He's been missing his locations a lot. 3 walks in the first inning.
That 1-0 looks like a big bending breaking ball, perhaps. That one came in at 64 miles per hour. So not a huge difference on the fastball to the breaking ball. It looked like a breaking ball to me. It looked like it had bending action.
Oh, it definitely did.
Goes with another one, upstairs again. Blue Sox hitters were very patient in the first inning. Trying to do the same here. Trying to get on base, explode a little bit. The 2-1. That's it hard over the third base. Gloved by Orozco. And he tosses it across the diamond. Good play for the first out. As Christian Angulo settle in for his first at bat, we'll take a look at the fielders for the Green Dragons today. Devin Bonine, Tommy Howard, Billy Howard, the left center and right fielders. Those Howards could get awfully confusing on a ball hit into the alleyway, Marshall. Yes. AJ Orozco, the Gold Glover at shortstop, Braden Schiffner, Gabriel Montoya at second, Sebastian Mejorado at first, Derek Hall behind the plate, and of course Elliot Johnstone gets the star on the mound. Swing and a miss right there from Angulo, fouled that into the glove of Hall. Christian Angulo hitting .312 this year. 3 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. Now, Marshall, last game I got to see my first home run. Jack Moon had inside the Parker into the left field corner.
That was incredible. That was my first inside the park home run that I'd seen. Seen a couple clear the fence, but that a stand-up inside the Parker, no less.
The Haymaker coach was put a bit of an argument with our analytics guys. He wanted it to be ruled a double and an error, so the ball got by the left fielder, because he didn't want to hurt his starter's ERA all that much. The run would have come around anyway, though, because the next guy doubled.
Exactly.
1-2 the count to Angulo. That's a little low, 2-2. We have action still in the Green Dragon bullpen. Saw some guys get up and start tossing a little bit in the first. Might be a pitcher by committee kind of day. Green Dragons got by the Bombers 4-1 yesterday, and that is inside. I thought I might have heard another sound march like it grazed the jersey, but I guess not.
It's close.
Seeing some fun-looking stuff in the comment section here. See some excited Blue Sox fans saying they're going to take the chip. Someone else thinks the North Stars are going to win it all. North Stars have already had 2 upsets we mentioned before, over the Grizzly and the Chill.
They've got the momentum, no doubt.
So 3-2 now to Angulo. That pitch, a little outside, ball 4. The 4th walk issued by Johnstone. That one just missed.
Another walk from Johnstone.
So with 1 out and a man on first base, they'll bring up Joel Queimada. Queimada batting .304. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. I'm amazed. All these home runs we've seen. And the last game, that inside the park's my first. That ball's hit out sharply. 1 hop. Good play, Montoya. Second for 1. Plenty of time over the first. Good double play. Montoya to the Gold Glover, Schiffner, the Mejorado. That was hit hard by Joel Queimada, but a double play nonetheless. No runs, no hits, nobody left for the Blue Sox. And we're working quickly to the 3rd inning we go. To the top of the third inning we go, as we're actually sailing along right here. Somewhat of a pitcher's duel, the first 2 innings, with 2 of the most powerful and loud lineups in the entire league. Madrigal back out for his 3rd inning of work. He delivers low to Tommy Howard. Howard popped out to 3rd his first at bat. So 1-2-3 duel for the Green Dragons. Trying to win this game. His up ball's line caught out of the air. Good play by the first baseman, Jeremy Gisek.
Quick first out.
Hardly had to move. So as Devin Bonine comes up to the plate, we'll take a look at the fielders for the Bluesox. Josh Notriano, the Gold Glover, plays left field today. We've seen him in left, see him play second base. He's all the games I've seen him, just by the eye test, he's more than that Gold Glove. Our analytics guys, they've got a bit more data to go off of than I would. Frankly, a lot of their data might hurt my head if I had to read it too much. Jamal Ritter in center field, and Christian Gould over in right, Matt Lawton over at third, Murata the shortstop, Primo Vasquez at second base, Jeremy Gisek, just mentioned him, over at first, Matthew Singh behind the plate, and of course Madrigal on the mound. 2-0 the count to Bonine, who flew out to right his only at bat. 3-0. Madrigal worked a 1-2-3 second inning. He's retired 5 men in a row going back to the first. And that one is on the outside corner, strike 1. Bonine might have been taking all the way. Outfield playing pretty straight up. Nobody's playing overwhelmingly deep. Well, Notriano's playing relatively deep. But he's very comfortable coming in on the ball. And ball 4 to Bonine. Second walk issued by Madrigal as a 1-out base runner for the Dragons. Now I'll bring up Gabriel Montoya. He singled his first time up, came around to score. Bonine, not much of a base running threat. 1 stolen base. He's been caught once this year. Short lead. That ball's hit hard out to left center field. Notriano over and back, and he makes the catch, reaching his glove up over his head. Covered a good amount of ground there. Ball was hit well.
And had to stare right into the sun to get it. Great catch. Mentioning all the Gold Glovers for both these teams.
Looked like Montoya just kind of reached out and threw the bat. The ball that carried really well. Good thing Notriano was playing deep. He's playing really, really deep now with Killian at the plate.
Just a whisper away from the warning track.
You talk about no doubles. Ritter's playing somewhat deep in center as he comes in a few steps. The right fielder Angulo's playing medium deep, maybe a little. He's the most shallow out of all 3. A lot of room down the lines. We mentioned it plenty of times. 350, and it's still relatively deep in the alleys. 1-0 the count to Killian, who walked his only plate appearance. Lake strike call on the outside corner, 1-1. Killian not happy with the call. AJ Killian, the designated hitter today. Both teams batting 9 guys. That's for the most part been the practice, outside of a few exceptions. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
High heat there.
Madrigal around 72, 76 miles per hour with his fastball throughout the day so far. Also feature a breaking ball. He said, here's the 1-2. Another fastball, a little outside. Close. So the semifinals tomorrow morning here in the PSCL playoffs. The championship, Marshall was kind enough to tell me that information in our early game. Check on the runner. It's going to be Friday night here at the stadium, 7 o'clock. Full power crowd, nonetheless, will be in attendance. It's probably going to be mobbed with all sorts of other PSCL players and coaches even. And we're going to go 9 innings Friday night in the championship. Low 3-2.
What better way to cap it off? 9 innings of PSCL baseball. I don't want to miss it for the world.
So the count full, Bonine will be off and running. Still a short lead. 3-2. There goes Bonine. That pitch is on the outside corner. A called strike 3. Killian goes down looking. Madrigal, through 3 innings, he's been very good so far for the Blue Sox. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. Matt Singh, Ritter, and Murata will be the first 3 due up. We're set for the bottom of the 3rd inning. 9-1-2, the scheduled hitters for the Blue Sox. Johnstone back out for his 3rd inning of work. For the 3rd straight inning, I see people stirring in the Green Dragon bullpen. I guess theoretically the first sign of trouble, it might be a potential hook for Johnstone. You know, Marshall, I just realized. So every time, I mean, we knew this coming in, but every victory a team gets in the playoffs, they absorb the pitching staff of the team they beat. And so the Dragons played the Bombers yesterday, and I see a guy warming up down there. I have no idea who he is, because I have a feeling he was not on the Green Dragons all year.
I think you're probably right.
I have no idea who that gentleman is, and he's probably going to come into the game at some point, so we'll figure it out.
Oh!
Ooh, that ball fell right over our heads. Marshall, I was ready for it. I had my hands up.
I was getting ready too. Yeah, that is such a fascinating rule, but the more you think about it, this formula does make sense. Victor go the spoils and all that.
Especially for these lower seeds. That pitch hit pretty well to left center. Chases Howard back. He's got a beat on it, though, and he puts it away. Good running catch from Tommy Howard. Matt Singh gave it a ride. Ultimately, the first out of the inning.
I think especially for the haymakers, just think about all those pitchers you get to use now, like Bridger Holmes.
Not a whole lot of offense as far as hits go so far, just 2 for the Dragons. But already the outfielders have been busy. They're playing deep and it's paying off for them. To the top of the order we go, it's Jamal Ritter. He walked, stole second, was caught stealing 3rd back in the 1st inning. Great guy to get on base. Really good base runner. Interesting little shifting we have. Orozco's playing a few steps onto the grass at 3rd. Ritter does not square, it's 2-0. The shortstop Schiffner is close to the second base bag. Outfield playing pretty straight up, relatively shallow. I've seen Ritter hit some balls pretty well for extra base hits. 2-0, low 3-0. Thinking take here, Marshall?
Yeah, I think you want to take here.
I'm surprised how shallow Billy Howard is playing in right. He's way over towards the line and very shallow. He does take all the way 3-1.
Yeah, especially on a lefty. That's a bit odd.
I have seen Ritter hit some balls pretty well out to right field. So a lot of room in the right center field alleyway. The 3-1. That ball's hit high in the air, center field. Tommy Howard. Oh, he doesn't see it. Woo! Devin Bonine ends up making the catch and left. That ball really sliced. I haven't seen a ball move like that all season.
Yeah, I was very familiar.
Headed right out towards Tommy Howard. I think he lost in the sun. It sliced right on back to Devin Bonine, the left fielder. Strange out, but 2 fly ball outs nonetheless. That brings Stevie Murad to the plate. He grounded out to short. His only at bat. It's been tough to come by. That ball went about 56 feet. Johnstone tried a breaking ball 66 miles per hour that time. Might have been a 56-footer. He's been around the plate just enough. He walked 3 men in the first inning, benefited from a caught stealing. He allowed an unearned run, pitched a clean second inning, aided by a double play. So besides the throwing error by Hall to catch, the defense has been excellent.
It really has been. Great defense on both sides, except for the error.
Elliot Johnstone, make sure I mention this, he is the Gold Glove winner as far as pitchers are concerned. He's picked 2 guys off and he has not made an error. That's a big deal, because it seems like almost every pitcher, Marshall, they throw the ball away when they're checking on the runner at first.
I feel like just about every game, whether PSCL or Power, that does
yes,
happen.
the Power too. Power opponents too do it all the time. I don't get it.
So if you're a pitcher who hasn't done that here,
Murata takes strike 1 is 3-1.
That is worthy of a Gold Glove and then some.
Even in high school games, like back home, and it's like pitchers with good control too. They just that throw to first is like an adventure to them, and they give away bases.
It is strange.
Wonder what our analytics guys think. Just don't throw over anymore. So they don't like stealing bases to begin with. Murata takes ball 4. That's the 5th walk of the game issued by Johnstone. As the guy who I have no idea who he is continues throwing in the Green Dragon bullpen. It's been the same guy too. He wears number 2, and there's no number 2 for the Green Dragon, so he must be a bomber. You know, we gotta get some kind of system where the manager send us an updated roster for each game. You know, that's what we gotta do. I'll get on the case with the analytics guys, and then they'll relay that with all the coaches. They're good friends with all of them. 1-0 the count to Gisek. Jeremy Gisek walked, came around to score his first time up, also stole a base.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Said Gisek went around. Didn't look like it. But 1-1.
On a very low breaking ball. Johnstone, you mentioned his velocity. Not really no difference between the fastball and the breaking stuff. He's had really good control so far.
See if Stephen Murata takes off. He's stolen 10 bags this year. 3rd in the entire league in the regular season. That's popped up. Another pop-up right side. Montoya makes the call, the second baseman, and he puts it away. So once again, a quiet frame as we go through 3 innings. Blue Sox, they get 1 man on base. They leave him over there. So to the top of the 4th inning we go. Marshall, we have a pitcher's duel. Here we go for the top of the 4th inning. We're tied at 1 apiece. Quiet offensive day so far. Green Dragons had 2 hits in the first. Nothing since for either team. Blue Sox have no hits. Can't believe I'm saying that. Billy Howard, who has the RBI hit for the Green Dragons' lone run back in the first, he's 1 for 1. Billy Howard, Sebastian Mejorado, and Hall. The three due up. 2-0 the count. We also have confirmation, thanks to our good buddy Eli. It was Nate Bandura who's been warming up in the bullpen for the Green Dragons. He pitched for the Bombers throughout the season. So at least at some point we'll probably see him. Madrigal back out for his 4th inning of work. And he gets a strike at the knees, 2-1. Only 1 strikeout so far for Madrigal. And Johnstone hasn't struck anybody out. I knew the field has been busy. That ball fouled right off. And that hits off of Singh. He's going to need a moment to walk that one off. I think he'll be okay, but he needs a little bit of time. Home plate umpire walks the ball back out to Madrigal. Our good buddy Eli settling back into the booth next to us. He confirmed that it's Nate Bandura. Might be the next pitcher for the Green Dragons.
Ooh.
It's gotta feel weird for the pitchers. You get eliminated, and then all of a sudden you could pitch again for another team. Still in championship contention, all these pitchers.
It's like you get to live on and play, but yeah, that has got to be weird.
This is why pitchers tend to irk me. They get all sorts of privileges. All the position players are done. Ball's out on the ground, third base. Woo! Big hop. Corralled by Lawton. Throws wide. But a good play from Gisek. He applied the tag. Good play all the way around. Lawton had to deal with a really tough in-between hop. The throw is wide to Gisek, but 1 out nonetheless. Second good play of the game from Howard. Or excuse me, from Lawton. That brings up Mejorado. He grounded out to Lawton over at third, his first time up. We're going to have a discussion about the play from the Green Dragons coach. And the umpire's going to talk about it. I thought he applied the tag. I mean, the first base ump was right there. Give him credit at least for talking it over.
Yeah, no, it definitely... Yeah, I thought they had him too. He's out.
So they're going to stick with the original call on the field. That fires up the Bluesox dugout a little bit. Absolutely sailing along here. Barely 50 minutes into the game, we have 1 out here in the top of the third. Or top of the fourth, excuse me. That's high ball 1 to Mejorado. No 2-hour time limit for any of these playoff games. We're going 7 and extra innings if need be. Oh, we have a chance at extra innings with the Haymakers and the A's, but the Haymakers had other ideas. They took down the #1 overall seed. A ball and a strike the count.
Really? He gets only 2 hits, both of them from the Dragons.
That's outside, 2-1. Hald waits on deck. No action in the Bluesox bullpen. Frankly, Madrigal's made pretty quick work of the Green Dragons lineup for the most part. Johnston's it's been a little more taxing for him just with all the walks. 2-2. Our sparse crowd here, they all have their umbrellas, protecting themselves from the Southern California sun. Southern California sun's much different than the Northeast, because that's inside 3-2. Bootleggers and Lumberjacks still going at it on the turf field. Bootleggers beat the Snowbirds 13-3. And down on strikes goes Mejorado. Second strikeout of the game for Daniel Madrigal. 2 quick outs. Both these pitchers just making quick, easy work of the lineups.
This is the pitcher's duel we've been waiting for. Thought we had one in the first game.
You said plenty of times, Marsh, you never know what you'll see. We have an 11 and a 12 seed already in the semifinals. And the #2 overall seed, Bluesox, are locked in a 1-1 pitcher's duel in the 4th. 0-1 the count to Hall. He flew out to center his first time up. The 0-1. That's in the dirt, 1-1. Just missing 2 and 1. So the winner of this game here, the Blue Sox and Green Dragons, play the winner of the Bootleggers and the Lumberjacks. It's kind of fitting. That game happening right now. Ball's high, chopper to Murata at shortstop. He's up with it, and he gets his man by a couple steps. Another good inning from Madrigal. 1, 2, 3 go the Green Dragons. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Blue Sox looking for their first hit and the lead. No Triano, Vasquez, Lawton. Due up when we return. We're set for the bottom of the 4th inning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Marshall Garvey. Marshall, we're not even through an hour yet. We're up to 56 minutes, at least according to the webcast. We're in the bottom of the 4th already. Locked at 1. Blue Sox don't have a hit yet. What is going on?
This is unreal. Every single game so far has just had something or multiple things out of the ordinary. This might be the most surreal of all.
I mean, every playoff, this is my 3rd playoff game. All of them have been exciting and close. This one, though, not going as planned. We were expecting offense. We have not had that. The Gold Glover Notriano swings and misses 1 and 1. He walked his only appearance in the 1st. Elliot Johnstone's still out there in his 4th inning of work. Good curveball right there. That one's 65 miles per hour. That one had some tight break on it. That'd be the best one we've seen all day from him. The aforementioned Nate Bandura not up in the bullpen this time for the Dragons. Ball's grounded. It's going to be a fair ball. Mejorado up with it. He takes it to the bag himself. A quick 1 out. So Primo Vasquez the batter now. He flew out to right. Several fly balls from both teams.
Just
and only
nothing to that overall in the hit. Again, the only what's just unreal to me is the fact that the Blue Sox just haven't been able to hit anything that hard off of Johnstone's. As we said, his fastball and his breaking stuff, not too high in velocity, but he's controlled the ball so well.
Combined 2 strikeouts the entire game, too, as that's low 2-0. Madrigal struck out 2 Green Dragon hitters. Johnstone has not struck anybody out. It's been good defense all the way around. Blue Sox only run coming on a throwing error from Derek Hall. 2-1 the count. Just strange. A couple of the fly balls have been hit relatively well, but not much hit hard. That 2-1 is hit down the right field line. It'll go foul into the bullpen. Billy Howard gave it a look down the right field line. So 2-2 the count. trip to the semifinals on the line. Marsh, that's going to be really cool, but having the championship game here. 9 innings, a full crowd. That ball's hit well out to left field. Back goes Bonine. That ball is foul! Off the top of the wall, foul. My goodness.
He gave that a run. Oh.
That ball just kept hooking and hooking and hooking. So there's a big girly sign right next to the left field foul pole. I don't think any of you guys on the webcast can't see it.
Yeah,
but it basically hit the Y more than halfway up the wall.
My
Ball
God.
really carried.
I thought it was gone the moment it left the bat.
Ball got 84 miles per hour off the bat. Thanks to our analytics guys.
319 feet.
Well, that can't be right because it's 350
Yeah.
down the line. That ball's fisted, shallow center, and putting it away is Montoya.
Oh, so close.
I can't believe how much that ball jumped. Just kept going.
It seemed like that'd be the breakthrough moment, but follows up with a pop out, and Johnstone still has the no-hitter.
You know, that would have been interesting if it were fair. Because the foul pole kind of sticks out, as Matthew Lawton will dig him with 2 outs. So you see the foul pole kind of sticks out. So if they hit the foul pole, but still not high enough for a home run, wonder which way it could have kicked. When the ball hit the wall, I mean, it's a wood wall out there. There's no padding. It rolled all the way back towards the bullpen mound close to the infield. That's how hard it was hit. Well, granted, I saw a home run the last game, Marshall, but I have not seen an over-the-fence home run in either here or in a power game.
I've seen a couple here. I've seen one from Michael Macias. I think I also saw one from Spencer Dickinson. I did, yes.
2-1 the count.
You have to see a home run at a power game, though. That I'm still waiting.
Well, the Power I don't think anyone in the Power has hit a home run, period.
Which is surreal.
Here's the 2-1. That's outside and low, 3-1. Johnstone has only allowed 1 base runner since the 2nd inning. Both of them on walks. Bluesox still no hit. That's low, ball 4. Absolutely bizarre outing. Johnstone's battle has been effective. He's allowed 6 walks with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No hits and only 1 unearned run allowed.
And a postseason that has been full of oddities and unexpected. This is the most unexpected.
And after that walk, I see a little more stirring going on with the Green Dragons. Well, let's see. Who's going out the warm-up this time? I think it's another bomber. I don't see a number 1 on the Green Dragon roster. The nerve. These guys keep saying I think they want to mess with us, Marshall. They keep sending bombers out there to warm up.
Trying to throw us off our game.
Well, it makes it a lot tougher because we don't know who they are right away. We'll figure it out eventually. That's why I'm glad Johnston's going deep into the game. 2-0 the count to Angulo. That's on the outside corner, 2-1, borderline pitch. Angulo might have been taking all the way. Chris Angulo walked his only plate appearance. He was erased on a double play back in the 2nd. Outfield playing straight up. Billy Howard relatively shallow and right. That's fouled straight back, 2-2. So 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Lawton over at first base. We haven't seen a stolen base attempt since the 2nd inning. Low 3-2. Excuse me, since the 1st inning. Gisek stole a bag and Ritter stole a bag.
Other than that, man, it's wide on the base pass.
So with the count full, Lawton will be off from first base. Could be an opportunity here. 3-2 to Angulo. There goes the runner. That ball's hit hard. It's going to be through the hole on the right side for a base hit. Lawton takes a turn. He's going to go to third as he was running on the pitch. First hit of the day for the Blue Sox is Christian Angulo with a single through the hole on the right side.
Finally. A lot longer. It took him a lot longer than he thought it would. But now they have a chance to strike and take the lead.
Opportunity here. 2 outs. Now runners on first and third. It'll be Joel Queimada. Bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. We're going to have a meeting on the mound with the Green Dragons.
So it looked like the coach looked over to the bullpen. I'm wondering if...
Our resident bomber is still warming up in there. No signal to the pen by any means. He continues to throw. See somebody else sprinting down there to the bullpen.
Well, you got to hand it to Johnstone. He has pitched brilliantly today.
So that's Ryan Pruitt who's sprinting down there. So they'll have a lefty and a righty loosening up.
Huh.
Ryan Pruitt is actually a Dragon. Oh, wait, Pruitt is catching. And Nate Bandura, the other resident bomber, is going to warm up there. So 2 guys warming up, Bandura and our other resident bomber. 2 bombers warming up for the Green Dragons. Now, Marshall, you want to repeat that sentence in your head to yourself?
Very alliterative. Johnstone has definitely earned the chance to close out this inning.
Angulo over at first. He's stolen 2 bases this year. I'd almost think about Marshall. Maybe Angulo tries to get in a rundown to give Lawton a chance to score. That's how tough runs have been. First pitch is taken right down the middle, strike 1 to Queimada.
Saw a rundown produce a run earlier.
Yeah, that was in our previous game with the A's and the Haymakers. I think that tied the game. The Haymakers and the A's. The A's were initially leading 4-1. Haymakers put up 3 runs in the 6th to tie it, then 3 runs in the 7th. Watch out for them. You know, 1 is low, 1-1. And watch out for the North Stars. The 11th and the 12th seeds are on to the semifinals. And the 2nd seed is currently tied at 1. And these top 3 seeds have been by far and away the best in the league in the regular season, as that's hit foul at the plate 1 and 2.
Outfield drawn in, playing very shallow.
Queimada is the 8th man in the order. 1 and 2 the count, 2 outs. Johnstone trying to work out of a jam with men on first and third. We're locked at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. There goes the runner from first. That's taken high. Throw goes through to second base. And Angulo is safe. Strong throw. Lawton did not try to advance from third. Stolen base for Angulo. 3rd stolen base of the day for the Blue Sox as a team. And it's 2nd and 3rd now. Takes away a force out at second. Opportunity for Queimada. Base hit, could score 2. Pretty good speed over there at second base with Angulo. The 2-2 from Johnstone. That's in there for a called strike 3. Right down the chute. I think Queimada thought it was high. Elliot Johnstone battles through 4 innings. He's had base runners all over the place. He leaves a couple out there. We go to the top of the 5th. Deadlocked in a 1-1 pitcher's duel. A strange day continues here at the ballpark, but exciting nonetheless in the PSCL playoffs. To the top of the 5th inning we go, still tied at 1 at our end. Daniel Madrigal back out for the 5th inning. We had some requests for updates on the turf field, and I'm happy we're able to oblige on that. So the Bootleggers, the 9th seed, are in a dead heat with the Lumberjacks. They're tied at 2, and they're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lumberjacks took an early 1-0 lead. The Bootleggers eventually led 2-1. Oh wait, I got that backwards. Yeah, that's too confusing. But they're tied at 2. Somebody came from behind to tie it. That's still interesting nonetheless, Marshall.
That is.
Tie ball game with the 3 seed, the mighty Lumberjacks. I will say the Lumberjacks have somewhat limped into the playoffs. Saw a couple rougher games from them after a really hot start. That ball's hit. Glove by Lawton. Good play across the diamond in time. Boy, that was a good play. Swift free from Matthew Lawton to corral that one at third base. Well, I know part of the reason these powerful lineups aren't getting much going is all the good defense.
Defense has been incredible today.
That ball was hit fairly hard. So that brings up Schiffner. Popped out to second his only at bat. And Madrigal as well. He's not throwing anything overpowering up there. Keeping the Dragons guessing just a little bit. Dragons team that came in today hitting 300 all season. That last pitch 79 miles per hour. He's been mid to high 70s for the most part, maybe touching 80, 81 a handful of times. So 1 out and nobody on base, 2-0 the count. It's also been helpful to Madrigal. Only 2 walks so far. Johnstone's walked all sorts of guys, but he's worked out of the traffic. The 2-0. That's at the knees, 2-1. Shifter not happy with the call. That ball's hitting the air. Right field line, and it's going to drop foul into the bullpen. It's not hit high enough for Angulo to try and make a play on it. Top of the order, Tommy Howard waits on deck, Bonin in the hole. We will go to extra innings if need be. So we need winners here in the postseason. We don't give out participation trophies here.
No, we don't.
The 2-2, that's low outside 3-2. Good fastball there, that one at 80. It's real smooth, easy delivery from Madrigal. I almost feel like that 80 or 79 can kind of sneak up on you as a hitter. The 3-2, another fastball, that's low, ball 4. The third walk of the game issued by Madrigal. So a 1-out base runner here in the 5th for the Dragons. We do have action in the Bluesox bullpen. The big lefty, Mac Gorham, just playing some light catch, just in case Madrigal runs into more trouble. So that brings up the top of the order, Tommy Howard. He's 0 for 2. Lined out sharply on a nice play by Giesek his last time up. He takes low. You can tell the Bootleggers from a mile away, Marks, with their orange uniforms. Apparently at one point the Bootleggers had a snowbird pitcher on the mound for them. That must have been awfully confusing for our analytics person down there. God help Davia. The 2-0. That's in there for strike 1. Blue Sox will look to turn 2. I think Aiden's also down there at the turf field too. Apparently our other analytics guys have no idea where he is. So, good luck Aiden. Maybe God help him too. Check on the rudder. Back on the dive is Shifter. Hammer and Eli gave me that look like, why? Don't look at me. I thought it was keeper. 2-1 the count to Tommy Howard. He swings. That ball's through. Oh my goodness, a break. Unbelievable. That ball clanked right off of Schiffner's foot. Mistake on the bases by him. I don't know what happened there. Well, I know what happened. It hit him. He's automatically out. Howard's on base now with a fielder's choice. That ball's going right through the hole on the right side. Could have maybe been first and third with 1 out. Instead, 2 outs and a man on first.
A tough break for the Dragons.
How did he even score that play? I think Hammer was just enraged seeing that because that's a really hard play to score.
I'm not sure how to score that either. Guess it is a fielder's choice.
I mean, like Schiffner didn't even look like he was jumping or anything to get out of the way. The ball just clanked him. There goes the runner. That ball's hit on the right side. Backhanded by Giesecke. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that retires the side. So no runs, no hits. A fielder is out on a... Or a base runner is out from the ball hitting him. You don't see that every day. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see if the Blue Sox can try and get something going offensively. Matthew Singh will lead things off in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Blue Sox as our strange game continues. Now, for anyone keeping score at home, that play where the ball hit the base runner Schiffner, that'd be scored as a putout for the second baseman because he was the closest man or the one behind the play. So I guess 4-U, 4-3, 4-U. Eli confirms that one for us. So an extra putout there would have been from Primo Vasquez at second base. 2-0 the count to Matthew Singh, who flew out to center his first time up. Hit the ball fairly well. 3 combined hits all day, Marshall.
Unreal.
For 2 of the best offenses coming into today.
And remember, Johnstone was working a no-hitter until the 4th.
That ball's popped up, and the shortstop Schiffner puts it away. Pretty easy play for the Gold Glover right there. So a quick first out. To the top of the order we go. Jamal Ritter will bat for his 3rd time. Walked in the 1st, flew out to center in the 3rd. Blue Sox, 1 hit for the 2nd best offense. First pitch swinging, hit foul. Not a whole lot of hard contact. That last pitch, 73 miles per hour from Elliott Johnstone, who's back out for the 5th inning. There's action in both bullpens. At least for the Blue Sox, they have a first-round bye, so we don't have to worry about them absorbing anybody yet, Marshall. That ball's hit foul again, towards the bullpen. That's Taven Hathaway who's throwing in the Blue Sox bullpen. We saw Gorham the previous inning. And still Bandura playing catch in the Green Dragons bullpen. I wonder if he'll get tired all the times he's gotten loosened up. 1-2 the count to Ritter. All sorts of room in right center field. Tommy Howard playing shallow and shaded towards left center. And Billy Howard playing way over towards the line in right field. And relatively shallow. 1-2 is skied out to left field, down the line, foul territory, and it'll drop just out of play. Bonin giving that one a look. So still 1-2 on Ritter.
Johnston just...
Someone's going to have to do something at some point, Marshall. Even if it takes 15 innings.
And it just feels like that moment is not...
You know, I jinxed us. If this game takes 15 innings, Marshall, I'm going to need somebody to bring me food.
I'm going to need some delivery as well.
Here's the 1-2. A ball's hit. On a hop to Matt Harado. He takes to the bag himself. Relatively easy put out right there. 3-2. And 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Johnston, he's looked good this inning. He's gotten ahead of the batters. And he's kept them off balance. That brings up Murata. Walked back in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. According to the webcast, Marshall, we're only an hour and 20 minutes into the ball game. So we sit with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Just wow.
Once again, no time limit to worry about as that's taken for strike 1. Yeah, good breeze coming in, Marshall. You feel that?
It does feel nice. The mister's trickling in a bit as well.
I almost feel like I'm doing a podcast. That's how calm I've been, because there's been, well, with all the outs and the good plays, there haven't been a lot of base runners or only 3 hits combined. And the fielding's been good, only 1 error. 1-1 the count to Murata.
Johnstone gets to this inning, he'll have surpassed his regular season high.
What was that regular season high?
Just 4. Well, because he's already surpassed that. It's 4 2/3.
Yeah, he's been good so far. He's battled. A little high 2-1.
It's just amazing. He's got basically no strikeout. Well, hardly any strikeouts.
Just one strikeout. That came in the previous inning, looking at Queimada.
And be able to almost no-hit this Blue Sox lineup.
Yes, he scattered 6 walks and just the 1 hit. 3-1 the count. In the regular season, the Blue Sox don't even walk that much. They're in the middle of the pack at 72. So that's taken low, ball 4. The umpire flinched. So Murata on with a 2-out walk. 7th walk issued by Johnstone, but that hasn't mattered so far.
When he was laboring in that first inning and the Blue Sox were able to pick up a run, I really thought that wouldn't be long before the Blue Sox cashed in on all those walks for many runs. He's had many walks, it's still just 1 run.
Bit of an uncharacteristic day for the Dragons as a team. Well, as a team, they draw the least amount of walks as far as they stand offensively. As far as pitching is concerned, Dragons have walked the 4th most guys in the entire league at 84. Bootleggers are ahead of them at 86. The Colonials led the league by far at 100. Well, the meeting on the mound. Looks like they'll stick with Johnstone. The entire infield is on the mound right now. Bandura, he stopped throwing. Looks like he's just standing and waiting. Ready to come into the game at any point. I'm glad we know it's Nate Bandura. They're going to stick with Johnstone with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning in a tie ball game.
And why not?
We got an update on the turf game with the Bootleggers taking on the Lumberjacks. They're still tied at 2 at the end of the 5th. Could you believe that, Marshall? Bootleggers had to play a game yesterday. That mighty offense, just 2 runs. And there goes Murata. Pitch taken high, the throw down. Nowhere near in time, it goes into center field. Murata takes a turn to 3rd. He'll get in there standing up. Steven Murata steals 2nd base. He goes to 3rd. A 2nd error of the game for the Green Dragons. And an opportunity now. He's 90 feet away from home. Jeremy Giesecke, a base hit, scores a run. The 1-1, that's a little outside 2-1. Bandura still sitting and waiting in the bullpen. Hathaway stopped throwing in the Bluesox bullpen. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Gisak way out in front. So 2-2, 2 outs, tie ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning. Murata looms over at third.
This could very well be the game right here, given how tight this pitching has been.
Johnson said he deals to Gisak. Apples it hard towards the middle. Off the glove of diving Montoya. He's going to be safe at first base. The ball goes by Mejorado. And crossing the plate is Stevie Murata. RBI infield hit, Jeremy Gisak. Just the second hit of the game for the Blue Sox, but they take a 2-1 lead. Montoya did all he could, trying to dive to get it. If he got that one cleanly, it would have been bang bang at first.
It would have. It was so close.
And that's going to be it for Elliott Johnstone. So he goes through 4 2/3 innings. At this point, just a couple unearned runs allowed at the moment. The 1 run might eventually become an earned run. We'll see in a moment. The runner on first base is his responsibility. We'll step aside and introduce you to the new pitcher. Here we are back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Nutriano, the scheduled hitter, coming right off of Gisak with an RBI single, an infield hit nonetheless, to give the Blue Sox its first lead of the game 2-1. First pitch swinging there is Nutriano, fouls it back, walked in the first, grounded out to first base. Our guy Eli is going down to try and get the name of the new pitcher. It's either Avery Hubbard or Nolan Maldonado. We know it's a lefty for the Bombers. In the dirt, 1-1. Either way, both are still very respectable options.
And
especially the lefty-on-lefty matchup.
And really, credit to Elliott Johnstone for a stellar game.
And so I got the confirmation. It is Avery Hubbard.
Wow.
So he fouls that one back. Hubbard's gone 11 innings so far this season. 11 strikeouts, 11 walks. Another potentially high walks guy to keep an eye on. But he's ahead 1-2. He has an inherited runner over at first base. That's still Johnstone's responsibility. That one gets away. Advancing to second is Gisak. So 2-2 the count. Beg pardon, that'll actually go down as a stolen base for Gisek, because he was running on the pitch. But man scoring position nonetheless for Notriano. Here's the 2-2. That hits him right on the shoulder.
That had to hurt.
Came in at 81 miles per hour. So men on first and second now with 2 outs. Pitch is way up and in. We're going to have another meeting on the mound. Wonder if that'll be it for Hubbard. With a righty coming up. So far, no signal. And it looks like it is going to be it for Hubbard. We're making a call to the bullpen. Hubbard comes on to face one batter, Notriano. He got ahead 1-2, ended up hitting him in the back. Putting him on first and second with 2 outs. We'll have another new pitcher. We step aside for another moment.
Now this is...
Alright, and we're back once again. The new pitcher is Nate Bandura. He comes on to face the righty Primo Vasquez. Bandura, 3.52 ERA this year for the Bombers, 7 2/3 innings. 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's hit a couple batters. So he's on to try and get the final out here in the 5th. The Blue Sox have already put 1 run on the board with the RBI infield hit from Gisek. So the runner on second is John Stone's responsibility. His line's done. He's allowed just 2 runs overall, 1 earned. So he went through 4 2/3. One and 1 to count. There goes Gisek going to third. The throw down. And he's safe. Some of the Green Dragons guys thought they had him. I thought it was a good slide over at third. So Gisek steals his second bag of the inning. Notriano was not able to follow up to second base. But now Gisek 90 feet away. Men on first and third with 2 outs. So Gisek is still John Stone's responsibility. And Notriano is Hubbard's responsibility. I had to think about that for a moment, Marshall. 2-2 the count. Right down the chute to Vasquez. Looks like Matt Gorham's going to get up and throw him for the second time here in the ballgame in the Blue Sox pen. So 2-2 the count to Vasquez. Bandura trying to work out of this jam. They already trail by 1. That ball's chopped up over the shortstop. And going to short with a second is Schiffner. Good play there. And that finally retires the side. But not before the Blue Sox finally able to take advantage of a walk from Johnstone. End up taking the lead. They got their second hit, the infield variety from Jeremy Gisek. We're through 5. The Blue Sox have taken a 2-1 lead. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning, here in the quarterfinals in the PSCL playoffs. Blue Sox lead it 2-1, and just like that, it's getting a bit late for the Green Dragons. They have 6 outs to play with. Daniel Madrigal back out for the 6th inning. Gorham up in the bullpen just in case for the Blue Sox. Montoya, Killian, Billy Howard, the 3 scheduled hitters. Montoya singled and scored back in the first, flew out to left in the third. And he's ahead 2-0. The winner of this game plays the winner of the Bootleggers and the Lumberjacks, who were tied at 2 last time I checked. That ball's chopped way up in the air. Charging is Lawton. Throws on the run. Good play. That's 3 excellent plays we've seen from Lawton at third base today. 1 away.
Beautiful play.
He made that one look routine. Getting it on the big hop.
That's anything but.
Now it's Killian. Walked in the first, struck out in the third.
Madrigal.
Already talked about how strange of a game this is. Only 3 combined strikeouts from both pitching staffs. And in there, strike 1.
Which is all the stranger considering it's really been, it was, until John Stone's departure, a true pitcher's duel.
Well, it still is.
It still
It's
is.
a 2-1 ball game and 4 combined hits, Marshall. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Out of play, 0-2.
Because I should have specified starting pitcher's duel, but yes. Still anyone's game, but Madrigal 5 outs away from a complete game.
It's kept the Green Dragons lineup at bay. Just a couple hits, only a couple walks. Green Dragons lineup that hit 300 during the regular season. The 0-2, breaking ball, in there for a called strike 3. Killian knew it. He goes down on 3 pitches. Third strikeout of the day for Madrigal. He has 2 quick outs. With 2 outs and nobody on base, it brings up Billy Howard. RBI single for him in the first. He's responsible for the only run for the Green Dragons today. Dragons down to just 4 outs in their season as they trail by a run. Nobody up in the Dragon bullpen. I assume we'll see Nate Bandura come back out for the bottom of the 6th. At the knees, strike 1. Oh, I see Aiden, one of our fellow analytic guys, coming along the concourse. I don't know where. I mean, the game's still going on the turf field. I don't know where he's been this whole time. Neither did the other analytics guys. Usually they kind of travel in packs. 1-1 the count to Billy Howard. You know, Marshall, we sent the initial text saying that to the rest of the interns, saying that the A's lost and that they were trailing. They couldn't believe it. That ball skied to shallow center, and Ritter comes in and makes a nice grab from center field. See, an excellent defense all throughout this pitcher's duel. 1, 2, 3, go the Dragons. Daniel Madrigal, excellent through 6 innings for the Blue Sox. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Lawton and Gulo Queimada will get us started when we return. All right, we're set for the bottom of the 6th inning. Nate Bandura back on the mound after he came on in relief to get the final out of the 5th. Matthew Long swings the first pitch. He hits it in the air. Shallow right field. Coming on is Billy Howard. He makes the call on the catch. Another quick out. My goodness, Marshall.
This has been the quickest paced game seen so far in these playoffs, and by far the lowest scoring.
I mean, we're about an hour 41 minutes in. Honestly, the only thing that really slowed it down was just the 2 pitching changes in the previous frame. So that brings up Christian Angulo. Walked in the 2nd and singled and stole a base in the 4th. One of just 2 hits for the Blue Sox. 4 hits combined for both teams. A couple errors on the board for the Green Dragons. Blue Sox have taken advantage of both of them. 2nd seed taking on the 8th seed. 1-1 the count. We already saw the top seed overall go down to the 12th seed in a really exciting ball game. We saw the Grizzly already fall to the North Stars. North Stars being the 11th seed, taking down the 4th seed. That was yesterday. That's popped up foul left side. So it clangs off a couple bleachers. They're still going on the turf field, the Bootleggers and the Lumberjacks. Try and get you an update on that as soon as we can. Assume they've got to be getting late. They started soon before we did, or they were supposed to. Much easier to try and get the turf field ready. All they gotta do is water it between games. That's probably just to try and cool off the surface.
Be interesting to see if the Lumberjacks hang on. This is still just a 2-1.
How about this for a bracket buster? So let's see.
We already have
The
A's
11
on.
seed, the 4 seed's gone down, the 1 seed's gone down. The 2 seed right here is staked to a 1-run lead, and the 3 seed was tied last time we checked. How about if all the tops, if 1 through 4 just went down in their first games? Oh, and the 5, well, let's see, wait, the 5 seed Chill won last night against the 10 seeded Coyotes. It's been the only thing that's gone as expected. And I guess if you really want to be technical, right? No, I think the Haymakers were the 13th seed technically to the Colonials. So even that was technically an upset. If anybody went chalk for this bracket, it's been rough for them. The 3-2, that's fouled back. Pretty good battle here from Angulo against Bandura on the mound. So the Dragons, since they beat the Bombers yesterday 4-1, were able to absorb all their pitches. Already seen Hubbard came in to face 1 batter, and Bandura now. Eli's been on the case getting their names, because that made it tough. Just outside ball 4. Excellent bat from Angulo. He's on with a 1-out walk.
Blue Sox really want to pad that lead. Again, as we recall, the Haymakers pulling off their upset over the A's by scoring 3 in the top half of the 7th.
To add to the strangeness of this game, Marshall, that was the 8th walk issued by Green Dragons pitching, and they've also hit a batter.
And still have only allowed 2 runs.
Now on 2 hits. Both those runs, I think, are unearned. They are unearned. Remember Hammer confirming that to me a moment ago. 1-0 the count to Queimada. He's 0 for 2 today.
Third base drawn in a bit. A lot of real estate there between center and right.
I mean, I doubt we're going to see a bunt with 1 out and a man on first. As much as I like small ball, Queimada did not score the first pitch. And there goes Angulo. Throw down! And out is the call at second base. Christian Angulo caught stealing. Great throw from Derek Hall. Well, so much for a 1-out base runner.
No.
Quickly 2 outs. We have a break for a moment. Bandura tying his shoes on the mound. Great throw from Derek Hall. For whatever reason, it seems like everybody will try and run against Derek Hall all year. He's thrown out now 6 men stealing 26 attempts against him during the regular season. I mean, what gives? Seems like he throws okay to me. All these teams must be in on it. They want to give him a hard time. He's been solid today. And that'll be ball 4 to Queimada. So back-to-back walks, and Gula was erased. So a 2-out base runner now for the Blue Sox. Mark that the 8th walk. No, wait. Did I say 8 before?
That'd be the 9th walk.
Yes, the 9th walk along with the hit batter. So 10 batters that the Blue Sox have put on. Or that the Dragons have put on. Good lead from Queimada as that brings up Matt Singh. Flew out on a well-hit ball to center field and popped out to short. 1-0 the count. Last pitch coming in 75 miles per hour from Bandura. That's where he's been sitting for the most part today. Nobody up in the Blue Sox bullpen. I wonder if it'll be Madrigal or Gorham coming on for the 7th. Gorham's been the man all year coming out of the pen. Ball's hit out to shortstop. Schiffner up with it. Goes to short with a second, and that retires the side. So a couple base runners, 1 man left for the Blue Sox. No hits. We're through 6, ladies and gentlemen. The Green Dragons, their season on the line when we return for the 7th. Here we are. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. The top of the 7th inning. Green Dragons down to their final 3 outs. They trail it 2-1. Blue Sox able to squeak a run across in the 5th inning. Here in this pitcher's duel. 4 combined hits from both teams. 3 combined runs. The 2nd seed Blue Sox, they're going to send Daniel Madrigal back out to the mound for the 7th inning. Only at 78 pitches. 6, 7, 8, 9 due up for the Dragons. Mejorado will be the first man that he'll face. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Mejorado grounded out to 3rd in the 1st inning, struck out in the 4th. We also got word from the turf field. The Lumberjacks took a 3-2 lead in their half of the 6th inning, and they're in the top of the 7th now, trying to put away the Bootleggers. 2 one-run games here in the top of the 7th as we speak.
Top seeds, can they move on in tandem?
Ball's hit towards the hole, past the diving Lawton for a base hit. The leadoff man's aboard for the Green Dragons. Mejorado, 3rd hit of the game for the Dragons.
It's just the 3rd hit of the game for them. But what a difference that can make. Now the go-ahead run comes to the plate.
Now, Marshall, this is why I love situational baseball so much. We're going to have a meeting on the mound with the Blue Sox. Do you stick with Madrigal, whose pitch count is still very low, or do you go to the big lefty Gorham? And if you're the Green Dragons with Derek Hall coming up, who's 0 for 2, do you bunt? But the tying run at first base and nobody out.
What do I do?
Mejorado has stolen only 1 bag this season. Singh has a very strong arm behind the plate.
think
He's
he might,
caught 4 men stealing in 22 attempts this season.
I think he go to Gorham. Well, they're going to stick with Madrigal, but
Madrigal will remain on the mound. No outs, the tying run at first, the top of the 7th inning. The season on the line for the Green Dragons. Trip to the semifinals at stake. Green Dragons would like to upset the 2-seeded mighty Bluesox just hours after the top-seeded A's went down. Hall will show bunt, and Madrigal steps off. Lawton was charging right away. You almost got to be careful not to charge too early, because then if you're a batter, you might think about pulling back and try to slap it past him. Hall shows bunt, he pulls it back, ball 1, thrown on the first! Just safe is Mejorado. Boy, he nearly got picked off. And he's still down. Looks to be shaken up a little.
oh,
Now he's sitting up. Trevor's coming out to check on him. Bit of an awkward dive back to the bag. Now he's getting up to his feet. I mean, you can't tell exactly what happened. We're not going to try and guess, of course. So it's 1-0 the count to Derek Hall. He showed bunt, pulled it back. Singh tried to snap throw to get Mejorado at first. It was a close play. Almost looks like Trevor's working on Mejorado's face. Maybe just face planting going back into the bag. He's going to stay in the game, awkward slide and all.
looking to be that tying run.
They're not going to send a pinch runner out for him. He's going to run for himself. Now the game's at the plate. Derek hauled up, 1-0 the count, nobody out. Infield anticipated bunt. He does show him, pulls back again, ball 2. Lawton is almost on top of Hall at the plate with how far in he's charging, how early he's charging. Middle infield playing back looking for 2. I mean, if you're Vasquez, you got to be ready to cover first base. Lawton charges again. That's taken outside 3-0. Hall has squared all 3 times, but none of the pitches have been over the plate. This would be a disaster for the Bluesox if you walk Hall, especially giving himself up. So I assume you take automatically 3-0. Hall does square. He bunts at it. It's out in front of the plate. Madrigal up with it. He falls down, and the throw gets past the first baseman Gisek. Wow, Madrigal came charging in. His feet went out from under him. He threw from his backside. It was going to be on time and went off the glove of Gisek. So everyone's safe. The error is going to be charged to Gisek.
And it looks like Matt Gorham's going to be entering the game.
Another meeting on the mound. Madrigal will hand the ball over to his coach. He was excellent. 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Only 3 hits allowed. Both runners are his responsibility. Base hit to start it, and then reaching on a sacrifice error. The big lefty, Matt Gorham, comes in. And we'll step aside for a moment. We'll introduce him when we return. boy, things got a lot more interesting, Marshall. Here we stand, top of the 7th, nobody out, men on first and second for the Dragons as they trail by a run.
History
Trying to go to the semifinals.
again earlier. The Haymakers pulled off their upset over the A's when they pulled ahead in the top of the 7th. Can the Dragons do the same?
So Matt Gorham comes out of the bullpen for the Blue Sox in relief for Daniel Madrigal. Gorham, he's been the man all year long. .84 ERA, 10 2/3. So he's worked for the most part out of the bullpen exclusively. 9 strikeouts, only 3 hooks. That pitch gets away from Singh. Both runners advance. Wow, I was just about to talk about whether you bunt or not. Well, who needs a bunt now and you get a wild pitch? Uncharacteristic of Gorham. So now the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second base. The infield's going to come all the way in. The Blue Sox will have a chance either way in the 7th inning if necessary. Advantage now being the better seed, 2-0. Outfield playing pretty straight up. Pinch hitter coming off the bench for the Dragons. Ryan Pruitt hitting in the place of A.J. Orozco. Pruitt batting .333, a double 5 ribbies this year. Looking for some thunder. 2-1 the count. We saw Abraham Hernandez come off the bench yesterday for the Haymakers, Marshall, with some big thunder in the 2-run double. I love seeing a big man come off the bench.
I do too.
Here's the 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1, blocked by Singh. First base is open. You have the 9th man Schiffner on deck. And there he is in the on-deck circle, so he'll bat for himself. Dangerous situation for the Blue Sox. Even if you allow the game to be tied, you don't want to let the Dragons take the lead or even get too far away. Low ball 4. The bases are loaded with nobody out.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't get more pressing than this. Blue Sox clinging desperately to a 1-run lead. The bases loaded for the Dragons, nobody out. Braden Schiffner popped out to second in the 2nd inning, walked in the 5th.
Matt Gorham, who finished the regular season with just 3 walks.
Gorham steps off. So Vasquez and Murata in the middle infield. Looks like they'll concede a run on the ground ball to try and turn 2. Corners are playing in a little bit on the grass. First pitch hit foul. Gorham, not a huge strikeout pitcher. Decent strikeout numbers. 9 strikeouts, 10 2/3 in the regular season. Came in with 2 inherited runners on base. Probably a wild pitch advanced both of them. The 0-1. That's out to third base. Lyon couldn't come home with it. Oh! Singh! 1 run scores! And a 2nd run's going to come around to score. That's hauled. Over the 3rd is Pruitt, and up to 2nd goes Schiffner. Unbelievable.
How do you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
Lawton made a pretty good play on the backhand. He completely airmailed Matt Singh. A good throw would have had an out at the plate. Singh didn't go after the ball right away, and Hald came all the way around from 2nd. So it's the Green Dragons who have taken a 3-2 lead.
And there are still nobody out.
So fielder's choice, and definitely a throwing error on Lawton. Not sure if he gets an RBI or not in the play. So now the Dragons leading at 3-2. Men on 2nd, 3rd, nobody out. The Blue Sox will have to bring the infield all the way in. The Dragons have a chance now for some major insurance with 2 more runs out there. And the top of the order nonetheless. Tommy Howard, he's 0 for 3 today. Reached on the fielder's choice, his last at bat in the 5th. First pitch swinging, hit foul. Now it's the 2nd-seeded Blue Sox who are in trouble. And the Lumberjacks and the Bootleggers are still going. They were leading 3-2 last I heard, way outside 1-1. I mean, if you're the Lumberjacks, you're probably thrilled to have the Blue Sox lose. Then you claim home field advantage the rest of the way. Wow, doesn't get much more exciting than this on the turf field. It's swing and a miss there, 1-2. The Lumberjacks still lead 3-2 over the Bootleggers. 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Jeez Louise.
We could be in for...
See if we can kind of see it over the right field wall.
We could be in for a day of complete bracket upheaval.
That's in the air to right field. Over is Angulo towards the line. That's going to drop just foul. Boy, that was close. It would have been at least one more run for the Dragons. Gorham and the Blue Sox would love a strikeout. You never know what you're going to get on the baseball diamond. Gorham set again. Here's the 1-2. That's on the ground. Diving stop, Lawton, and he tags out Pruitt. What a play! Can you believe it? Matt Lawton. I know he made the error the previous play, but talk about a gold glove effort throughout this entire day. I think he's a little bit shaken up on that dive. He got the wind knocked out of him. What a heads-up play going to tag out Pruitt, and a big first out. Looks like Trevor's going to come back out and check on him. You hope it's just that he hit the ground hard. You talk about full extension, Marshall. Talk about a snow cone with the glove, and nothing Pruitt could have done. That's his secondary release going to take him off the bag a little. I guess his best option might have been just try and go home and hope for the best. So 5U on that putout, 1 out. Tommy Howard reaches on the fielder's choice, and it's still first and second, 1 out. This inning's looking a little less stressful now for the Blue Sox. That was a quick meeting there. Lawton's going to stay in the game. First and second, 1 out. Dragons lead by 1. On a fielder's choice throwing error. Allowed the tying run and the go-ahead runs to come around and score. Now the infield can play back and try to turn 2. First pitch hit foul. Devin Bonine, 0 for 2 with a walk back in the third. Still 5 combined hits in today's game. We haven't officially gotten word on our end, but it looks like the Lumberjacks and the Bootleggers have just finished up. And the Lumberjacks were able to hold on to win 3-2. So at least one of the top seeds who got a bye is able to advance to the semifinals. Bootleggers loaded the bases in their half of the 7th inning. Doesn't get any more stressful than that on the turf field. So now it's lone game of the day so far. And there go the runners. Throw goes down to second. And out by a mile is Tommy Howard. Schiffner went and stole third base. Howard tried to follow. He was just a dead duck over at second. So 2 outs now for the Blue Sox. Good throw from Singh behind the plate.
Absolutely imperative here that Gorham strands this run.
Yeah, this would be big if the Blue Sox get out of it, only trailing by 1. Of course, you had the great play by Lawton, but now 2 outs on the bases if you're the Green Dragons. 2-2 the count to Bonine with a man on third. It's a foul right side into the just out of play towards the Green Dragons bullpen. So the winner of this game will play the Lumberjacks in the semifinals tomorrow morning. Not sure if that game will be on the turf field or here at the stadium. Gorham said he deals once again the 2-2. That one might have broken his bat. Vasquez goes back and he puts it away. That retires the side. The Green Dragons loaded the bases with nobody out. They scored 2 runs on a ground ball throwing error over the head of the catcher Singh. 2 runs scored on the play, and they leave a man over at third base. Could have been much worse, but either way, to the bottom of the 7th we go. It's the Blue Sox now, whose season is on the line when we return. Here we are, bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Sox set for their final at bat as they trail by a run. Top of the order coming up too. Jamal Ritter, Stevie Murata, Jeremy Gisek. All sorts of changes in the field for the Green Dragons. Logan Cook, the third man to come out of the bullpen. And he'll come on the pitch. Logan Cook has played with the Dragons all year. 6.63 ERA in 19 total innings, 26 strikeouts, 14 walks. Opposition hitting .294 against him. Most recent outing against the Bombers, just yesterday, went inning in the third, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, only 1 walk. Tough task for Cook and the Dragons with the top of the order coming up. Also, several changes in the field. So Orozco's out of the game because Ryan Pruitt came to hit for him. So Pruitt's now playing center field. Sebastian Medrado moved from first to third base, and A.J. Killian moved from the designated hitter spot, and he's playing first base. Strike 1 to Ritter. Ritter walked in the first, stole a base, and got caught stealing. 0 for 2 overall.
Worth noting, Cook just 1 for 3 in save opportunities on the season.
And he shows bunt, that's popped up foul. Not a horrible idea. Ritter runs well, but not a great bunt right there. That puts him in the 0-2 hole. Couple runs scoring on a throwing error. The Blue Sox had the lead 2-1 going into the top of the 7th. They surrendered that one. Able to get out of a jam though. Couple big plays in the field and outs on the bases. Dragons had the bases loaded, nobody out. Could have been much worse. They had to settle for just the 2 runs to take a 1-run lead. No one up in the Dragons bullpen. It's Logan Cook's game to try and finish off. Ritter hits that foul. No power game tonight, no playoff game in the evening either. Frankly, we were treated to an excellent playoff game just last night at the stadium. The 5-seeded Chill took down the 10-seed Coyotes 11-7.
That was a terrific game, right up until the last at-bat.
They had a pretty good crowd for that one. Crowd of a lot of Power fans. So 0-2 the count to Ritter. Lumberjacks waiting to see who the winner is after just winning their game. That's on the ground. Glove by Killian. The ball finds you. He takes to the bag himself. 3 unassisted, 1 out. Blue Sox, only 2 hits for the second-ranked offense in the entire league. And we have 1 out in the 7th inning. I think almost anyone would say if you hold the Green Dragons to 3 runs through 7, the Blue Sox would win. But ultimately, they trail by a run. Murata's walked twice. He's 0 for 1. He scored a run in the 5th inning. Takes at the knees, 0-1. Logan Cook looking for the save. So in that case, Bandura would be in line for the win. The 0-1. Off the mask of the catcher, hauled 0-2. Almost sounded like it hit the umpire's chest plate too. So both guys will take a moment. 0-2 the count though to Stevie Murata. Marshall, if this result holds up, in the first set of games, the 4-seed Grizzly, the 1-seeded A's, and the 2-seeded Blue Sox could all go down.
Unbelievable. If only the Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks barely escaped. They were trailing at one point too. And frankly, the bases were loaded for the Bootleggers in the 7th inning. Now we're set once again. 0-2 the count to Murata. Logan Cook some set. He deals. Breaking ball, fouled back. Just getting a piece of that is Murata. Outfield playing relatively deep. Pruitt playing the deepest down in center field. Billy Howard playing relatively deep in right field. Deeper than I've seen a lot of right fielders play with righties at the plate. I wonder if those guys at the turf know about the score right now. You would think. I bet Eli and Hammer were texting Davia. The 0-2. Right there, a called strike 3. Murata goes down looking. There's 2 outs.
And the mighty Bluesox down to their last out.
Cook reared back with a little bit extra right there. 2 outs, nobody on base. It comes down to Gisek. Gisek, he's responsible for the offense today. He walked and scored in the first, had an RBI hit in the 5th, which initially gave the Blue Sox a 1-run lead. First pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Blue Sox desperately need a base runner. Down to their final out. Here in the PSCL quarterfinals, the 0-1 from Cook. Way outside 1-1. Marshall, I don't think any of what's happened today would be what you expected.
Not at all.
I mean, Dom Bray was saving Trevor Eby and Bridger Holmes for the A's for the semifinals.
And now,
taking a chance.
Now they temporarily belong to the Haymakers.
That ball's in the air. Shallow left center field. Over is Bonin. Pruitt makes the call. They both collide for a moment, but they make the catch.
Oh!
That retires the side in order. A bit of an adventure in left center field to end the ballgame. But nonetheless, the Green Dragons come from behind in the 7th inning, and they upset the 2-seeded Blue Sox. That's the end of the day today. 2 stunning upsets. Both the A's and the Blue Sox go down in their first games.
Unbelievable. What? This is incredible.
The Blue Sox look stunned over there in their dugout. They were 3 outs away from holding on against the Green Dragons. So it's the Green Dragons with the 3-2 win. They advance to tomorrow morning semifinals to take on the mighty Lumberjacks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends a strange day of close ball games and upsets and good, bad, and ugly all the way around. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Marshall Garvey. We'll see you tomorrow for the